Provided by.
As someone living with type 2 diabetes, I want to keep it real and talk about some risks. With type 2 diabetes, you have up to 4 times greater risk of stroke, heart attack, or death. Even at your A1C goal, you're still at risk, which if ignored could bring you here. May put you in one of those, or even worse. Too much? That's the point. Get real about your risks and do something about it. Talk to your healthcare provider about ways to lower your risk of stroke, heart attack, or death. Learn more at getrealaboutdiabetes.com.
Tomorrow on ET, we are closing out Bahamas Week with none other than Niecy Nash.
Happening now.
Excessive lawn watering and landscape irrigation resulting in low water supply. Coming up, why the Texas Water Company is saying this could have a major impact on their ability to supply clean and safe drinking water to the areas north of Canyon Lake.
We all know it's hot, and the San Antonio Fire Department is responding to more heat-related calls. Coming up, we'll tell you about a new tool that the fire department's testing out that could save lives.
Just how much temperatures are going to drop along with when rain chances return and the newest drought monitor in just a bit. The news at 5 starts right now.
It is the last thing you want to hear when it is this hot, but a number of local communities are under a water warning at this hour.
That's right. People across parts of Comal County are being told that they can only use water indoors. There's just not enough of it. Our Jonathan Cotto tells us why and how it's affecting communities.
The lack of rainfall over an extended period has led to strict water restrictions being imposed across our area. Residents are being urged to conserve water as every drop becomes increasingly valuable.
We continue to see drawdowns in our storage continuously, regardless of the day, regardless of the time of day, and it just keeps on creeping lower and lower to critical levels until it hits a certain threshold that we did in this area, where we have to issue simply indoor use only type of mandate.
The Texas Water Company announcing they are moving parts of their service area from stage 2, which allows a resident to water their lawns once a day every other week, to an emergency drought stage until further notice.
If all of our customers simply adhered to the watering rules and the restrictions and the schedules, we wouldn't have these types of situations at all.
Jackson says during the summer months, about 70% of the water they produce for drinking, cooking, and bathing is spent on watering the grass and landscape irrigation. We had a chance to speak with a number of residents out here at Canyon Lake, many who say they would love to have green lawns, but prefer to have clean and safe drinking water inside their homes. John Berry, who lives in Canyon Lake, says he's received the indoor use only mandate from the Texas Water Company, as well as his homeowner association about water conservation.
Pray for rain. Pray for rain and try to abide by the rules that they have set for the water conservation.
The Texas Water Company says the mandate is only impacting Comal County for now.
The northern side of the Canyon Lake area, down Highway 281 into Bulverde, up until the Comal Bexar County line, and then moving down 46 towards Bernie to where Blanco Road intersects with Highway 46.
Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
And being Thursday, the newest drought monitor is in and updated today. And unfortunately, the Texas Hill Country is in the worst situation, according to drought conditions, than any other part of the state. We still have this red bullseye area indicating extreme and exceptional drought. Fredericksburg, Kerrville, Sisterdale, Blanco, Canyon Lake as well, down toward Bulverde, this whole red area. And you compare it to the rest of the state, and it really stands out. Nowhere else in Texas do we have the extreme and exceptional drought other than the Texas Hill Country. So still needing some rain. But look at this. This is an improvement. It's not 100 degrees at this hour for a change at the airport. 103 in Warren's backyard in Del Rio. Schertz 97, Floresville at even 100 along with Lavernia. 97 currently in beautiful Bulverde. This evening, 90s, then dropping down into the 80s, warm and muggy. We're going to talk about how much more temperatures are going to drop in the days ahead, along with rain chances, their return in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. New at 5, San Antonio firefighters busy this summer. The number of heat-related calls higher than it was this time last year. The big difference is fire and EMS now have a life-saving tool they didn't have last year. It's this thing. Our Camelia Juarez tells us how this new tool will soon become standard protocol for heat emergencies.
The temperature is 103 or higher, and usually even
higher, like 105, 107 kind of range.
When someone's body temperature is this hot, every second matters. The longer someone has a high body temperature, their chances for brain damage rise. That's why the temp bag is so crucial.
We could get pretty rapid cooling, usually within, 30, 40, 50 minutes.
San Antonio Fire Department and EMS is distributing temp bags. Basically, someone is placed inside the bag with ice and water.
You're still able to keep them on a heart monitor, take care of them, put in IVs, do all the normal stuff we're able to do. It's a little bit messier because there's water.
The San Antonio Fire Department has responded to over 250 heat-related calls, and that's a 53% increase compared to this time last year.
Now we're really doing it as a big effort across the county and the region to have these bags with the ambulances, have a plan to get ice to any of the big events if there's a big mass casualty event with heat-related emergencies.
The temp bag was inspired by marathon runners and migrants who were saved from hot trucks. So far, the temp bag has been used a couple of times. Camila Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
The news now. Relief for a local community after San Antonio police negotiators and a SWAT team convinced a man who was holed up in a home to leave peacefully. This happened at a home on the 3000 block of Navajo near Palo Alto Road. Police say the 28-year-old man left the home around 3.5 hours ago. Now, hours before that, investigators say that he had been involved in some sort of a family disturbance at a different home on Pitluck. They say the man was arguing with a family member about a gun. According to the police, the man shot at a relative but missed. Then he took off on a bike and wound up at that home that we told you about on Navajo. Police spent hours talking to him and eventually took him into custody without incident. A father and his 2 young sons are okay after an SUV crashed into them while they were crossing the Northwest Military Highway. That incident happening last night around 9:30 in the 10,000 block of Northwest Military Highway. It's right near the HEB on Wurzbach Parkway. San Antonio police tell us the man was crossing the street with his 5 kids when the driver of the SUV hit the man and 2 of the kids, a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. Now, here's the thing. All 3 of them were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, so they're okay. Officers said the driver stopped. He had told officers that he had a green light and just couldn't stop before he hit the family. They also checked him out and made sure that he wasn't under the influence, and according to investigators, he wasn't. But at this point, it's unclear if that person is going to be charged.
For the second time in 5 days, San Antonio firefighters had to put out a fire at the same house. That's what neighbors told us. This morning's fire broke out after 4 this morning in the 100 block of Grosvenor Boulevard near Pleasanton Road. That's on the south side. Firefighters said when they arrived, that house fully engulfed. They say the home was vacant, did not have any working utilities. Crews were able to put out the flames. Neighbors tell us this same house caught fire on Saturday. Firefighters say fires at vacant homes seem to be happening more and more frequently.
There is a trend, obviously, as you noted on that. So various factors, but at this point it's difficult to pinpoint just one.
Firefighters asking the public to report any suspicious activity they see around vacant homes to help prevent and reduce the number of vacant home fires in our city.
Just like that, in a landmark ruling overturning more than 40 years of legal precedent, the Supreme Court just struck down affirmative action policies at Harvard College and at the University of North Carolina.
But that ruling affects colleges and universities across the country. Basically, the ruling means that schools no longer have to consider an applicant's race when they decide whether or not to accept them. ABC's M. Nguyen tells us what that means for diversity on our nation's college campuses.
Discrimination still exists in America. We cannot let this decision be the last word.
President Joe Biden slamming today's Supreme Court decision, striking down affirmative action admissions policies in higher education, urging colleges and universities not to abandon their pursuit of greater diversity on campus.
What I propose for consideration is a new standard, where colleges take into account the adversity a student has overcome when selecting among qualified applicants.
The Supreme Court heard 2 cases challenging the admissions policies at Harvard and the University of North Carolina. The High Court's conservative majority ruled 6-3 to end the use of race as a factor in college admissions. Chief Justice John Roberts writing the majority opinion, saying both schools violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment and therefore must be invalidated. In a fiery dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote, "This decision rolls back decades of precedent and momentous progress."
You're not allowed to include race, which is such an encompassing part of at least my identity as an underrepresented minority. It makes me feel upset.
Roberts clarified that students could still use their experiences about race in admission essays, but schools couldn't use those essays to circumvent today's ruling, saying universities may not simply establish through application essays the regime we hold unlawful.
Now we look at the individual student and what they've accomplished, and we can look at what barriers they've overcome.
Edward Bloom, representing the conservative advocacy group seeking to overturn affirmative action, argued before the justices that the two schools discriminated against Asian American applicants. Both institutions deny the allegations. At the end of his address, President Biden was asked whether this Supreme Court has legitimacy, to which he answered, "This is not a normal court." Outside the Supreme Court, Emwin, ABC News.
Now, today's ruling not sitting well with some groups. In fact, we spoke with Rudy Rosales with the League of United Latin American Citizens, which you know is LULAC, who says that non-white students must continue to fight for their education.
We need to tell our kids that there are other avenues by which they can get into college and not to give up. Never give up. Never, ever, ever give up. And that's my message to the kids out there. Don't let this be something that deters you from getting a higher education.
Rosales says that LULAC is going to continue to work with high schools on programs that are designed to help students achieve higher education.
The Supreme Court also handing down an opinion concerning employers and religious accommodations. The case involved an evangelical Christian who said the U.S. Postal Service violated federal law by failing to reasonably accommodate his inability to work on Sundays. The Supreme Court said the lower court should take another look at the impact that request would have on the Postal Service as a whole. In the court's opinion, Justice Samuel Alito said employers have the burden of proving substantial increased costs for granting such accommodations. The case could in the future make it easier for employees to seek religious accommodations at work. Check out traffic right now. We're going to go to 281 at San Pedro, and you can see a steady flow of cars out here, even those that are getting on to 281 north there. Again, as we're looking towards Bitters, no major tie-ups to tell you about at this hour.
We want you to stick around. Coming up after the break, your budget, you know this takes a hit every time you reach the register at the grocery store. So we're going to give you a price check on the items that a lot of us are paying the most for. Stick around.
I'm Myra Arthur with a look at what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. A Bexar County jury taking a little over an hour to convict a man of the murder of his aunt. We take you inside the courtroom as that verdict is read in the Michael Phipps trial, and we now know his punishment. Plus, more than a year after the Robb Elementary School shooting, kids in the community still need help. We hear from children in Uvalde who are getting that help from the Children's Bereavement Center there. And a piece of space now on exhibit right here on Earth in San Antonio. In fact, the Whitty Museum is showcasing meteorites found in Texas, including one that caused that sonic boom before landing in the Lone Star State a couple months ago. All that and more today on the news at 6.
All right, looking forward to that. All right, so eggs, move on over because there's something else on your breakfast table that is eating up the budget, and that is orange juice.
Yeah, 12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz is tracking local prices again to see what's happened in the past 6 months. So what's up? Just about everything.
This was $30?
$30, three baggies.
And they're not even full.
Milk, juice, bread.
Inflation is easing, but grocery bills? We did the shopping, and for curbside pickup, we found the same cart of groceries that cost $257 just 6 months ago is now $267.
That's $10, but there is good news in the dairy aisle. The price of a gallon of milk is down 9%.
And eggs? After months of sticker shock, they're down 44%. Egg prices may have cracked, but your morning OJ will squeeze your budget. Our gallon jug is up 15%, and frozen, it jumped 44%. Blame it on a bad Florida citrus crop. It's costing more to put dinner on the table. Since the first of the year, ground sirloin is up 11%. Blame that on drought, according to Texas A&M's David Anderson.
I think beef prices are going to struggle, and by that I mean the pressure's on for them to go up.
We've been buying chicken because that's the cheapest, and I told my grandkids, Grandma's going to have feathers pretty soon.
But even our chicken costs 7% more.
So what do you do to try to manage?
Overtime. I eat less. See, I'm slender.
Need reason to cut down on carbs? Russet potatoes are up 18%. Frozen corn is up 26%, and our rice up 20%. Anderson says a lot of factors are pushing prices.
The packaging, the transportation, the labor, the electricity, keeping the lights on, things like that. Those underlying costs of production are higher.
So what can you do? Shop store brands, plan meals to avoid waste, and how about some eggs? Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Hey, at least the people were in a good mood.
Yeah, that's
joking
true.
around
They
with
did.
Marilyn when
They
they were
saw the
talking
bright
about the
side of it.
grocery bill.
I like the guy.
Yeah, he's
like, I'm slender now.
Yeah. All right. He should have his own show. All right,
True San Antonian right there.
Exactly.
Good attitude. I love it.
98 degrees out there. Are we going to hit 100 today, Adam?
Well, you guess what? We haven't yet. We still could between now and, say, 6 o'clock, but so far our high temperature here in town, 99 degrees after 6 days in a row of 100 plus. The heat high is leaving and it's weakening, so it's not going to be as hot. We're already seeing that downward trend in temperatures today, and rain chances are back. I'll also get into the African dust and when we could get a little bit of that in our sky. Let's start with our temperature trend. This is nice. It's going in the right direction. Near 100 again tomorrow, upper 90s this weekend, and then we get into next week and we're looking at high temperatures in the mid 90s, a little closer to average. Notice today that average high temperature is 93. So let's talk about why this is happening. First of all, you have to look at the overall weather pattern overhead, and we still have the upper level high, the big ridge, the heat high, but it's starting to move eastward. If you think back to Monday, we had this big blue H right overhead and even near Big Bend. It's gradually moving eastward and around the edges of it, the periphery. That's where you get the thunderstorms. And we're going to be outside of it as we get into next week. So rain chances will be returning. And also underneath that heat high, of course, that's where we have the hottest temperatures in the nation, right near 100 degrees from Wichita all the way to San Angelo, El Paso to New Orleans. Whereas you go up to the north, 70s and 80s. In some spots. So not nearly as bad when you're outside of that heat high. That heat high moving eastward slowly, and as we get into next week, we'll be in between two very weak ones, and it's really going to open the door for the chance of some isolated showers and thunderstorms. And you look at the overall precipitation potential over the next 7 days, the darker greens on the screen indicate the higher potential. And we're finally seeing that creep back in to south central Texas, where we even have a bit of potential around here as we get into next week. We're not talking high chances, unfortunately, just a 10% chance starting on Monday and then 20% Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Isolated in nature, very widely separated, mainly diurnally driven, the late afternoon, early evening activity. It's that time of year, too, we look for the African dust. It's still way out in the Atlantic, but it is moving into the Caribbean right now, and the computer models do forecast the dust in the air from Africa to make it into the Gulf of Mexico early next week. And we could even have a little extra haze in our sky from that dust by Wednesday. Some of that dust could make it overhead. You may notice some extra hazy sunrises and sunsets as a result. I don't think it'll be enough to cause any real issues for folks that have the sensitive respiratory systems. You'd have to have a very sensitive respiratory system to notice it. We'll keep you updated on that as the time nears, by the way. Temperatures right now, look at this, below 100 for most of us. Castroville is an exception at 100 degrees. Del Rio, 102, 104 Carrizo Springs. Not bad, all things considered. And tomorrow we start the day at 77 at 7 a.m. By noon, we're up to 90, right near 100 for the high. It's only going to feel like it's 3 degrees warmer than the air temperature. And by and large, we'll be under 100 tomorrow. 99 in New Braunfels, 98 Hondo Comfort at 97. We're going in the right direction, aren't we? And a little extra cloud cover, by the way, late this weekend and into next week. I think that'll help mitigate temperatures. We'll get some of that Pacific moisture in some of those clouds. And by the way, coming up at 6, we'll take a look at the tropics and give you an update there.
You know, I know this time of year, any rain we get's a bonus.
Yes,
Anything.
This is true. But you know what puts people in a good mood? Seeing Wemby practicing on the court as a Spur.
Yes, and for most of his teammates, maybe even every single one of them, this is the first time they're getting to see Wembanyama in person. Pretty impressive when you look at all 7 foot 3.5 inches of this 19-year-old. Plus, what is Blake Wesley looking to improve on heading into his second season? Coming up. Number 1 overall draft pick Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs opened up Summer League training camp today at the Spurs practice facility. 2 days of camp before the squad leaves for Sacramento and the California Classic. Wemby will not travel with the team to the Golden State. He will join them in Las Vegas. Today, during media avail, Summer League head coach Matt Nielsen was asked his initial thoughts of seeing Wemby in person on the court.
You know, he's a fantastic basketball player. He can do a lot of things. He's very versatile, and I think that's the exciting part. Is we know that there's a lot of things that will be a little bit different than we've done with that kind of style. But this is not great. But okay, there we go. But no, he's a unique player, and so it's on us as coaches to find some good spots for him to develop in those areas. But in saying that, he's got a lot to learn about NBA basketball, the Spurs. So there's a lot going on for him, and it's just exciting to watch him out there.
So Nelson started laughing during his interview because Coach Pop walked up to take pictures of him during his Q&A session. We also got the chance to go one-on-one with second-year guard Blake Wesley out of Notre Dame, and we started off by asking him about his summer.
Been going good. I've been lifting, getting in the gym with the coaches, coming here day and night, and just working on my game. So getting better every day.
Have you had a chance to step away from the game and take a vacation or do anything just to, relax mentally and physically?
Not yet, but after Summer League, I plan on going somewhere. I've been home a little bit, been to Vegas a little bit, but I haven't taken a real vacation yet, so I've been super locked in, so yeah.
Tell me your thoughts as you get ready to lead the California Summer League squad here with Malachi.
Yeah, we're going in hungry. We all hungry. We all want to win, want to play, want to get better. Can't wait to play with Victor in Vegas, so we're excited for that. Game's going to be, a lot of people are going to be at the game, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
What are you hoping to do better this year in your second season?
This is getting stronger, getting the rotation, finishing, and shooting. Really, that's all I need. Got the defense, got the speed. Just know when to use the speed, knows to change direction. So, just really making a rotation and having a breakout second year.
Spurs will play 2 games in the California Classic, Monday, July 3rd versus the Hornets, and then July 5th against the Lakers. Both of those games will tip off at 7 p.m. local time.
And no Wemby in those games.
No Wemby in those games.
But he is in Vegas.
Yes.
And so were you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we'll be right back.
Larry Wemby, tag team.
It's not a hot summer day without some splooting going on. We got some squirrel splooting. Yep. Oh, and then Cash. Oh, Cash. That was actually yesterday. Cash was staying cool. That's how you sploot and stay cool. Anyway, tomorrow, another CPS Energy Demand Day, a yellow day. Conserve between 3 and 8 p.m.
All right.
Apparently, Cash is a big viewer and watched us yesterday and responded.
Who's your good brother? Who's your good Cash?
Who's your boy, Cash?